Many tutors wonder how much writing practice they should ask their learner to do during their tutoring sessions and for home practice. They might struggle to find interesting writing activities that are immediately relevant and meaningful to their learners' lives and at their skill level. Some learners resist working on writing, preferring to focus on reading activities. Some say they don't need or want to write in their everyday lives. Others believe they have nothing to write about. Writing is useful for many reasons. Most people write every day for practical and commonplace purposes. We use writing in our family, work, and community lives, as well as for our own individual interests and needs. It can be helpful for tutors to introduce learners to activities that not only help them build their writing skills, but also make their lives easier. Experienced writers know that the best way to improve their writing is to write. In the case of writing, practice really does make perfect. Writing practice is especially effective when someone provides immediate feedback and guidance, as tutors are able to do in tutoring sessions. The best way for learners to improve their writing skills is to have the opportunity to practice writing and receive feedback on it in every tutoring session. In this video, you'll see a tutor and learner working on meaningful, real-life writing activities that relate directly to their learner's life and that they can use immediately. In Chapter 1, you'll see the tutor and learner discuss the purpose of composing an email to a teacher. In Chapter 2, you'll see them analyze 2 different models of emails to a teacher. In Chapter 3, you'll see the tutor and learner discuss how to adapt the models to fit the learner's needs. In Chapter 4, you'll see them review what they worked on and evaluate the strategy of using models for writing.
Good morning, Henji. How are you?
Yeah, it's good. How are you?
I'm doing well. You mentioned that your daughter wasn't feeling well. Is she still not feeling well?
Yeah, she had high fever on the holiday weekend, and she's
still at home.
Yeah, at home.
Okay, well, that may just feed into what I wanted to work on today. Mm-hmm. We've been working on writing, but mostly we've been writing your personal story.
Okay.
But we've talked about the need to write more formal communications with people, like maybe emails to your teacher. Uh-huh. And it sounds like if Sarah's still homesick, you might need to write a letter to her teacher about some of her getting her homework done.
Yes, she worried her homework due date.
Okay, so that's what I'd like to do today. You know, it's really important to communicate with a teacher, and you know, I have heard that sometimes people send emails to teachers and don't get responses back.
Right.
So what I did was I did a little bit of research. I found a website that it talks about how to email your child's teacher and get a response back.
Okay.
And it gives some techniques for how to do that. So it lists the basic things that ought to be included in a letter.
Okay.
A title that uses your child's name, a greeting to suggest time of day, and then comment to let the teacher know that you know she's a person and to thank her for her work in teaching your child. So you not start out with saying, I want something, and not start out with something about what she's doing wrong.
Okay.
But what she's doing right and how much you appreciate that. And then you go on and explain what you need and what you need back from the teacher and when you need to get that response. So I thought that would be a helpful place for us to start.
Yeah.
But I looked, the site has some example letters.
I think good. Yeah.
I think examples can be very helpful. I think we should look at the example that's there and see whether it is useful. I made a draft that I think might be closer to what you want to say, but let's start by reviewing what it is that you want to say to your teacher, to your daughter's teacher.
She had the sick and the high fever. She couldn't do anything, as doctor said. She have to stay home a few more days. So, but she worried about her homework due day. So I told her you don't have to. So now, I will email to your teacher. Don't worry that. So I want to talking about her homework due day for her teacher.
Okay,
Yeah,
and ask if
then,
she can turn it in later.
turn it in later, and then if a teacher want to say something for her, I want to get response email for me. So yeah.
Okay.
something like
So if you ask the teacher for an extension and the teacher grants it, then Sarah will feel better because she'll know that she doesn't
yeah,
have
right.
to turn
yeah,
it in.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so that's what we want to accomplish. Let's start by looking at the example letter that was on the website. Why don't you just go ahead and read what's there, and then we can talk about what we like and what we don't like.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Brown. I hope all is well and you have enjoyed the nice weather this weekend with your family. I truly appreciate your hard work and everything that you do to help my son. I would like to schedule a conference to discuss his progress in your class. We want to know about his phonics skills, additions and subtractions skill, writing skill, reading comprehensions and sight words. Please let me know which day next week you will be able to meet with us. Tuesday or Wednesday work best for us. I look forward to discussing his progress with you soon. Thank you in advance. Sincerely. Yeah.
Okay, so clearly that person is asking the teacher for something different than what you need.
I think I need to writing about he had a sick.
The homework.
About homework
And an extension.
Yeah.
So even though this isn't exactly what you need to say, are there things that you like about this letter?
Yeah, I think so. I gonna changing teacher's name. And I can use this part first paragraph.
So the
then-
introduction where you're speaking to her as a person and starting off with good words.
Yeah.
And the appreciation part, you like that as well?
Yes.
Okay. Then you don't want to schedule a conference, you want to request something different, so we'll have to figure out
Yes.
something there. How about the last paragraph?
Let me see. I think. Yeah, I can.
Thank
use
you in
that.
advance, you
Yeah,
like that,
yeah,
and sincerely. So
Right.
the standard sort of letter form with a greeting, an introduction, your request, specific proposal for when you'll get an answer back, and then the closing. That's the standard letter form that we'll want to follow.
Okay.
Let's take a look then at the second model that I put together that I think might be closer to what you want to say, but I don't expect that it's going to be exactly what you want to say. So you'll still be wanting to modify that. So here's the letter that I drafted as another model for you to use. Let's have you read through that and then talk about what additional changes you want to make.
Okay. Do I have to read first and then?
Why don't you do that? It's always good practice.
Dear Miss Sanchez, I hope you and your family enjoyed the holiday weekend. I'm sure it was good to have an extra day off. Thank you for everything that you do to help my daughter. She really enjoyed your class and we are happy she's getting good grades. We want you to know that Sarah was sad to miss school last week. She was ill and the doctor told us that she had to stay home for a week. Sarah wanted to do her homework that was due today, but the doctor said she had to rest. I'm writing to request an extension on the due date. Would it be possible for Sarah to complete the homework assignment by next Monday? She had a lot of work to catch up on. If you would like to discuss this by phone, I am available every afternoon after 4:30. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you in advance. Sincerely, Kenji.
So let's talk about whether what you need to change in that to make that letter your own letter.
Okay.
So let's start with the first paragraph. Are you comfortable with?
Yeah, I think so. First paragraph is, I think,
You like that?
yeah, I like.
Okay, so we don't need to change that. So what about the next one?
She was at missing school. I think this week.
Okay, so she's out of school this week, not last week. So you want to change it to say that Sarah is sad to miss school this week.
And
So the question is, when do you think she can have it done?
she can back to school next Monday.
So that you think Monday is
Yeah.
okay for that? So why don't we say, if you want to discuss this by phone, I'm available at lunchtime or in the evening.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, so why don't you make that change?
Every lunchtime,
How about every day?
every day, every class day, and then lunchtime.
Yeah, at lunchtime.
At lunchtime. Lunchtime. Or or evening, right?
Yeah, or in the evening.
Or in the evening.
Yes.
Evening.
And then you also then wanted to say, or you could email me?
Yeah. And then, do we have to period and after? I will have to start. How can I do? If
If you prefer.
free for? No. How can spell it?
Okay. Okay, go back. P-R-E.
Okay. P-R-E.
F-E-R.
It's
Yeah.
If
You can email me.
you can email me. Oh. Period.
Okay. And then I put your phone number in, but you should probably, we'll want to add your email.
Okay.
But that looks good.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and add the email, and then we can review.
Okay.
Go ahead and type in your email address.
Okay. Sarah and Yahoo.
Great. So let's read through it again and be sure that everything is the way we want it.
Okay.
We made the major changes. We'll look and see if there's any mistakes that we need to correct. So go ahead and read it again.
Dear Miss Sanchez, I hope you and your family enjoy the holiday weekend. We want to know that Sarah is set to miss stay home for a week. I think something missing.
Oops, something is missing. Okay, let's see. Let's get that fixed. Miss School
School
this week.
this week.
Okay, that looks like that
that-
looks good.
But the doctor said she had to rest. I'm writing to request an extensions on the due date. Would it be possible for Sarah to complete the homework assignment by next Monday? I think she need to rest a week.
So maybe Monday's too soon.
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think? Wednesday?
Yeah, I think Wednesday is better. Wednesday. Well, we do need. Oops. We do need.
Good.
Day.
One S.
One S. And she has a lot of work to catch up on. If you would like to discuss this by phone, I'm available every day at lunchtime or in the evening. If you prefer, you can email me. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you in advance. Sincerely. Yeah, I think perfect.
That looks good. Okay.
Yeah. And what
So notice that we didn't make a lot of changes to the original model that I proposed because it's a very standard form.
Yeah.
So we have the greeting, we have the polite introduction, then we have the specific request, then we have the when we would like a response and the closing. And those are all very standard polite language, so we didn't actually have to change too much.
Okay. Yeah.
So now that you have this, what I can do, how do you communicate with the teacher?
I'm communication with the email.
Do you send the email directly, or do you have a special school website that you have to go to?
Do we have? We have a school. How can I say? It's a web.
It's a website. It's a form. It's you get onto it, and it's a
Yeah. Yeah, and then sometimes we can directly email the teacher too. If I have teacher email address.
okay.
So
So do you
either-
have that, or are you going to have to use the
I think in the school website.
Okay. So what I can do is I can email this to you because we did this on my computer.
Okay. Yeah, it's good.
And then what you'll need to do is go onto the website, fill in the information that you need, and then copy and paste this so that it can be sent to the teacher.
Okay. I can do that.
Okay. So then we'll hope that by next week you have an answer and we can talk about the teacher's answer.
Okay. Yeah, great. Thank you.
So we've done some really good work today.
Great.
So we took an example from the website, and then I customized that to be closer to what I thought you needed,
Yeah.
and then you modified that. So I have a couple of questions for you. One of them is, was that helpful?
Yeah, I think so because it's I don't know how can I start email for a teacher, and then how can I finish my email too. And I can copy some of good example from sample, and then I can change in a few word and then some situation. So yeah, I think very hard for me.
Well, good. Is that something that you can imagine using, the idea of using a model in other situations?
Yeah, I think so. I can reuse my first email, and then I can adding another information. Yeah, another letter to teacher later, to other people too.
Okay,
I
great.
think so yeah.
Great. I'm glad to hear that. Well, thank you so much for your hard work today.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing what we hear from your teacher and talking about that next week.
Okay. Yeah. See you
Thanks.
next week. Thank you.
You've seen a tutor and learner work on a real-life writing activity that arose directly from a need in the learner's life. They analyzed 2 models of emails to a teacher, the first from the internet, and the second, one that the tutor composed. By providing samples of well-constructed messages, the tutor supplied a framework the learner could use to structure their message, rather than starting from scratch. The tutor and learner discussed and copied the conventions of formal emails, but they kept their main focus on the content of the email.